Hi there, Aries. I'm Joy with Joy to the World, here to bring you your reading. And as you can see, a few cards are already out. Let me bring them down. I usually pre-shuffle everything and get it all cleansed and cleared, whether they were used in the previous reading or not, just to keep current, keep the energy flowing, keep them fresh, keep them loved on, keep them juiced up, right? And I got stopped in the Lion Strider Tarot, and these came out, and as I began to shuffle and clear other ones, cards were jumping, and I thought it would be against my better judgment to put them right back in and keep going. It felt more right to be able to bring them on out here and to sit with you guys for a minute and meditate on your energy, and then we'll develop from there. I feel a strong inkling to use the Mystical Shaman Oracle. So to look at some energies going on around here, because there is kind of an extended time frame going on with you guys of, we could say, some shifts, some adjustments. But other than that, let's go ahead and take a look. Now, up on the top, so let me back up. What it's talking about here is this row really is having to do more with your mind frame, and this row more of the condition of your heart, okay? So the heart, mind, body. So on your mind, you have the Chariot, and on your heart, you have the Five of Pentacles. Okay? Now, what it's saying is you're having a hard time moving forward. And as we can see in the Five of Pentacles, the difficulties coming from that, there's something's being impeded. It could kind of be referring to the pandemic and things like that. The stifling energy sort of beginning there. Because that does show up a little bit later down here as a reflection. But your mind is quite clear about proceeding and having the ideas and doing your healing and Spirit's assistance here. It is indicating more movement coming around the time of Cancer, so that's June 20th, and there will be that solar eclipse that occurs at that time. And it's also showing that, and this person, it's really indicating that even though these are pentacles, they're more of a moon, because look, she's sort of moon-eyed. You see that? They would call somebody moonstruck when their mind would struggle, when their mind would play tricks on them, and that's kind of what's happening here, is in this stagnation, in this time that it's hard to move forward, because of this instability is what I hear going on. It's indicating around 5 months, and not 5 months until you move forward, but just adjustments for about 5 months. Just like if you had surgery and you were on crutches, it takes that to get the full usage, the full restoration back, which is indicated here in this Chariot, okay? So down beneath there, we have the Oracle of Mystical Moments, and in the mind, we have number 23, the Gift, and in the heart, we have 41, Home in the Sky. I'm going to show it to you upright, because even though I don't do reversals, if one forces and finds its way out, I am authentic and true to it, because I feel like if it needs to be known, it will come to us that way. So genuinely, this is how it looks, okay? And this card is letting me know that there's a lot, ironically it says weighing on your mind, but this is like the mind of your heart. That's more where it's impacting you. And it's like not knowing which way to go in regards to freedom, feeling at odds with yourself, and that's where some of this began to stem from early March, as we see in the Knight of Cups. This one's presenting very Piscean, kind of like a dead fish out of water, the energy's odd and all for you, because what you're letting me know in the gift is that it's like it's dampening your passion, your fiery self, your, we could say it's that impulsive nature, but what I really see it coming from here, that impulsiveness that you have, is really inspiration-led, inspiration-driven. There's a lot of fieriness here, but that is your gift. It's what you bring to us. You see how she's carrying it in her hand, okay? So it's really a gift that you bring to us. It's your inspiration, your imagination, your passion. You're coming alongside others, that really kind of catching the world on fire. Y'all really stand to serve as the first house, like the house of initiation. And that's the difference. Your mind is very clear. You're operating in that state, but there's this holdup going on, okay? And it's almost like if you've ever driven a stick shift, it's like dropping a gear at a high speed. That car squats to the ground and pulls back, and it's jolting to yourself. Even though you're not going to have an accident, I mean, your breath catches. We're talking about heart space here. It starts pounding, and you get disoriented momentarily. And that's what it's showing up in the heart space, with home in the sky being inverted, which makes a lot of sense when we look at the cards that are beneath them. So here the mind and here the heart. So in the mind we have the magician, and in the heart we have the devil. And this one's really inferring a lot of bondage, of feeling hemmed in, limited, controlled, okay? And that's the thing about initiation, inspiration, uprising. We want it to have a trajectory, but if it feels stifled, if it feels stagnant, stalemate, any of those things, it really alters it. It diminishes the passion that comes along with it, because passion is almost like that spark, that catalyst, that kinetic energy that kicks everything off, just like when you start a car, right? And so here it feels like it's not kicking off, and that's very contrary to who and how you are, which is why I'm seeing the home in the sky inverted in your heart space, in your body, as it just doesn't feel right to be so subdued. All right? But that being over the devil, it makes sense why all that is weighing on your mind, because it's kind of almost like this mind of the devil is pushing up into your heart space, into your body, making you uneasy, antsy. That's the word. Very antsy. And it's almost like an endless battering of your mind, like a racquetball against the wall. It's just kind of wearing you out in a sense. So I want to take a deeper look here. And I've already got the Knight of Cups, which is kind of bridging, in a sense. It wanted to jump out right here and sort of bridge the energies of what's going on with this inverted home in the sky and the devil. And it let me know that this started around March 1st, 2nd, 3rd, right around there. And it was the whole thing coming on the whole world, because that's what this is indicating around. It's like the whole world coming to that dead standstill, that kind of is brooding down in your soul body and your lower belly, and it's kind of getting to you a little bit up here, and you're feeling a little more uptight than usual. You're feeling a little less yourself, but y'all probably already know that. So, and up here, we got number 30, the TikTok coming out, bridging the Chariot and the Gift on the mind side. And what I see is there is an offering, there is movement coming forward. There is this breaking forth to stir things up, kind of to, well, it literally is just shattering that force field, that stasis that has been going on. That is, it says it's been so ad nauseum you almost could cry, and not like I feel sorry for myself, but like frustration, tears, And it's been building in layers, because as we see this buoyancy, kind of this balloon that's lifting the pocket watch, is an onion. And it just was telling me it can make you cry, right? So let's go and look from there. And you're also telling me that's the state of our world, because like the symptoms of the pandemic are shifting and changing. It's no longer just a physical ailment. It's now moved on to a spiritual realm, and we're watching it erupt, and you're finding that quite difficult here. And the restraint is only adding to the pressure of it all, not just for you guys, but also for the world as a whole. So knowing that the oracles are wanting to peep out, let's take a look there. Okay, so first and foremost, we have number 13, the crow, coming out. And it's odd because, 13 is often viewed as an unlucky number. Hotels often won't even have a 13th floor, even though it's still 13. They just name it 14 so people don't wig out. So being in denial doesn't really change anything, but it's like the setting of the mind. Same as what I'm getting from this card right here in the crow. They're telling me clearly that they're calling it a baker's dozen. Now, when you get eggs, a baker's dozen is 13 eggs. As we know, at the grocery, if you get a dozen eggs, you get 12. 12 is 12, right? But in this case, a baker's dozen, 12 is 13. And it's to cover the unforeseen. It's to the unknown, that type of thing, which the crow really indicates a lot of that mystery of the unforeseen, the unknown. Kind of like the jaguar travels between worlds, between the middle world and the lower world, which we could call Pluto or death or those type of things that we can sometimes see as unsavory. The crow is navigating kind of between the middle world and the upper world of the unknown, of the mystery, of the unfolding. But it's here telling you really to, I'll just have to say what I see, to lighten up with what you're saying. Whether this is inner self-talk, whether it's the worry and the words reiterating in your mind, or whether it's things you're actually speaking out, because as you're speaking it out, there are layers of things that you know not that are going down within, and this is impacting your Saturn, is what I see here. And Saturn is the planet that rules Capricorn, and you see how these knees have eyes in them. Okay, that's what Saturn and Capricorn indicates, the knees. So to me, it's telling me it'll impact your stability. All right, so the stability of your mind, of physical stability, and it would stand to rupture long term your eyes, your perspective. Okay? And this doesn't mean don't be transformed by what is going on. It's kind of like don't be jaundiced or jaded. Don't be disheartened. Okay? Because the restraint is kind of what is getting on the heart space over here. Your head space is very clear, and that is obvious. But it is letting us know that this, I felt led to put over the head space, is some of the waves of energy that is coming towards. And so I see it as like a little bit of a caveat, a little bit of a warning, and not like a da-da-da type warning, but more like, hey, just be aware of this. You know how to navigate it, because you being healthy, you being whole, you being educated and positive is what will produce the change. If this is disturbing you, it's because you live to be the change every day. That's where the inspiration springs forth from. Because as we see in this card, she walks lightly in this world. And we see she's with a winged creature, and her hair is wings itself. So, if another winged one is coming to give a bit of a warning, it's like, hey, don't let this damage your gift, because we need your gift after the damage is done. All right? So don't let the damage you, because it's like we need healthy workers. We need healthy minds. people to be able to continue to progress our world forward and live the life that is in alignment with your soul and with who you are. Like down here in the mind space, that is the magician wanting to make the change. And not only that, you're positioned to make it. You've accumulated all the things to be able to take heavy stuff, take lead, turn it into gold, turn it into enlightenment, turn it into provision and change. Okay, so that's what I feel like your winged friends are coming here to let you know about your gift of inspiration and imagination. Don't let it get the best of you right now. Keep it light, keep it real. Take time if you need to, the TikTok, right? To not have the tears, but to sit down and fix the tears that are occurring in the fabric of our world. To meditate in your mind and almost imagine the windows being restored. Imagine the love flowing in. Imagine the healing beginning already, right? So oftentimes there are other things that we desire that we begin to work in the 5D and manifest in the spiritual realm before we see it in the 3D. Well, that's one of the best ways to fight hate, to fight, that spiritual pandemic energy that's spreading out, that wants to have new hearts, to take up residency in. Don't let it in. Don't let it in. You are the change. You are the love. You are the difference maker. So I hope that's making sense to you. I hope that what is being communicated to my heart is really coming across. Sorry, got a notification. Is really coming across clearly. And so we're going to pull another one because they want a handful of these. All right, so now over the heart space, we've got number 4. So this is some order coming in, which is good because that's where there was some struggle going on of really feeling not able, put out, at a disadvantage, things weighing heavy, freedoms being called into question, that type of thing. But here, what we're seeing coming towards us, okay, what is like the light that we see from the stars, it's an emanation. They say it was sent X number of however many years ago, that by the time we see it, it was light that was sent much prior to this time. Well, this is traveling through, and thank goodness, at a much faster rate, but we have transformation, metamorphosis coming, illumination, I should say kind of like star glitter, because one beautiful thing about when you see the dragonflies, especially those in late summer, and they fly around above the buildings, the light catches their wings and it's like gold glitter just showering all over the place, radiating the sunlight, which is really good. It's letting you know that your heart and your mind are getting on the same page. The alchemy, the ability you have to take things that are heavy and transform them into something beautiful, into love. So as these things are pressing in on you, stressing you, kind of like stagnating your inspiration, turn it into imagination right now and take the time to imagine the beauty. Imagine the lotus or the water lily springing up from this mud, from this muck, from this mess of the world that's occurring, and seeing this pure life spring forth. And I love it because in the center, this emanation almost gives off the glow of a pearl. So the pearl of wisdom, and wisdom, I remember that the crow was telling you about your words, both the internal speak and the external speak. This card is encouraging you, oh wow, yeah, because your planets, boom, they just went boom, and they lined up, and your planets are in alignment with this. Speaking words of encouragement, words of love, not having to paint the shadows or even address the shadows in order to emphasize the light, but literally speaking words of life. Holding a door for somebody, encouraging a neighbor, taking a meal, the old-fashioned way of just connecting and bonding, and being that you're very action-oriented. Oh, I got chills. So that struck a note with somebody. Sorry. That's one thing I'm going to be authentic to on this channel, is when your energy hits me like that, is that I'm not going to try and control it or suppress it or hide it. So whoever that struck a chord with, go team. I love you, and more power to you. Thank you for being a difference maker and sharing your beauty and your strength and your gifts, both from your mind and your heart. Get them on the same page here to really be an element of transformation, to lift the dark shadow off, to blow it away so that it's not looming around anymore. Okay. Love. So let's get another one. These are insisting on coming together, so let's just, but they want to come around this way, the blade. Let me show it to you, and then I'm going to need a second with this one. And I'm seeing it, when I just held it to you guys, I'm seeing it like direction. That's really drawing me into the colors more, almost like, oh yeah, okay, so there's the ringing, definitely. It's like a traffic light, and in a sense it's giving directives, just like the light lets you know when to stop, to go, to yield, that you'll have clear directions in how to navigate this and how to pace yourself, when to speak, when to listen, how to make the most of your time. Because what I'm seeing with this character that's in the Five of Pentacles, remember the Pentacles are showing up as 5 moons, so 5 months. But here there's also a stream of the phases of the moon going across this blade. Hopefully y'all can see it. But the caveat is coming out to pace yourself, because it's very, y'all are carrying very primal, raw energy. This is like the eye of the dragon. It's like the cat. The cat's eye is like that. Cat indicates our spirit coming alongside. So make sure you're not doing this in your own strength and in your own power, that you'll feel the catalyst kick on, but it's in a sense kind of something larger than life, bigger than yourself. So pace yourself. Make sure, like the dropping gears, that instead of dropping a gear, that you slow down some, you draw back, and you take time to reflect and to listen, to do some check-ins, okay? Especially if you have longer extended days or back-to-back going on. And I hear there, that's for some of our healthcare professionals. Take time to check in with yourself, with the help that is around you that you can't see, that you can't touch, but you can feel inside yourself. All right, now, so that's really bridging the home in the sky and the Five of Pentacles. And the home in the sky is 41, so it's 5 also. It's about manifesting, the taking action, the doing the work, because that's what our thumbs are, right? It's really taking a hold and manifesting, producing, altering, changing. And then crosswise here between the gift and the magician, we have the beloved. And I really feel like this card, which I'll show you in a second, I really feel like it is a furtherance of, oh, it's funny, of the beauty way, number 4. It's like, don't you see, we're one and the same. And that's because the beloved is number 5. Take a look here. Hold on, y'all. So the beauty way is a 4, and the beloved is 5. And I'm hearing you've got the whole world in your hands. When you show love, there's the chills again on the other arm. Woo. I hope this is helping y'all. Woo. Okay. You have the whole world in your hands. When you show love, one act of love, one heartfelt gesture, even a smile, touches the whole world. Because you touch the heart of life. and you let life touch your heart, that I don't know if y'all can see that is like a ripple going around, and it's more than a ripple. It's almost like when a gong rings, it's like these shock waves go out. Got it? So I'm hearing it's like the shot heard around the world. Your love makes a difference. I want you to know that, okay? Your love in your heart, that like the Grinch grew 10 sizes that day and is breaking off the limitations, is already being felt. I mean, you've sent chills down one side and now down the other. That uprising of your energy, your inspiration, you're choosing to manifest through your imagination now, if movement is limited, right? And that there are these margins of things kind of stifling, stagnating, preventing you, that you're choosing to be empowered where you are able, and that is through your imagination, to let the inspiration come down, let the pure love emanate forth. Let it be the shot heard around the world. The whole world is in your hands. I'm checking. I really think I want to leave it there. I want to leave it there. I thought it was unique that you guys wanted to hear from the Oracle like that, and that the Oracle definitely wanted to speak. I mean, this is the back of the card. Take a look here. It's really about kind of like that gong mixed with the compass, getting things moving on and underneath, under the bottom. It's like your eternal knowingness, okay? Move in that boldness and that confidence. Even when you can't move right now, let your heart be moved. And you move the heart of the earth. And this one picture, it's taking me back to her feet. See how they're almost imperceptible? So I hear that you walk lightly in this earth. That's what inspiration does. That's why it's quick. That's why it's seen as impulsive. That's why it's that catalyst, is it really just gets to it. But it brought to mind this quote about walk on the earth as if your feet are kissing it. And that's what this brought to mind. Number 17 under here. And as we know, it's the one is the person, the individual, and 7 is the return of energy. And so that's why it makes the 8. That's why it makes the infinity. It makes the full connection of the flux and the flow, of the waxing and waning, of the ebb and the flow of life. It has somewhere to go. And life is calling to you right now and wanting to share its heart with you. The earth is wanting to share and pour forth the love somewhere. Be that vessel. Don't let your mind be taken down. Our friend here is warning against that. Let this programming, let this be a receptor of love. Be a reservoir. That's it. That's it. It's almost like a water tower. They catch the rain to store the excess. Because what is going on is drying and wearying. And you'll be able to water with love. Wow. It's beautiful. I appreciate you sharing your heart with me. I am honored and humbled to have had such a beautiful exchange with you guys. Thank you for also taking me as I am and trusting me with your time. I appreciate you. I bless you with the greatest love of all, and with the inspiration in your soul of how to imagine this beautiful new world that you're going to share your love with. And thank you for your power and your encouragement and your commitment. This is Joy with Joy to the World, saying to Aries, bye for now.